up, YouTube? It's your boy Iceman Guru, aka Dr. J, back at you with another installment on the High Frequency Only channel. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, share the video, hit that bell, do what it do. Alright? Man, it's a scorcher here in Tennessee, man. Well, I'm pretty sure it's hot where you are. But regardless, nonetheless, let's get it in. So today's topic for the video is living functionally in the dysfunction. So let me say that again. Living functionally in the dysfunction. And the reason why I titled this video, because often I see, and I can only think back to my childhood, even though I feel like, based off my perceptions, I feel like I had a great childhood. Yes, I grew up in a very impoverished area. My family did not have much, but I had a good time. Okay, because to me, I'm all about the experiences versus anything, regardless of money. But I understand a lot of people attach themselves to money. It is what it is. Okay, but a lot of time, what we can see growing up in our homes in childhood, we can hear a lot of arguing. We can see that our parents don't do well with money. They're in debt. And we don't see conflict resolution. We don't see problem solving. It's a lot of things that we actually don't see that will help us grow into successful young adults that will then take us to middle age and so on and so forth. A lot of times in relationships, it's argument after argument, conflict after conflict, drama. A lot of us have very faulty and salty relationships with the children of our mothers or the children of our fathers. And a lot of time that's based on what we've seen growing up and also what we see surrounding us. So we're just living functionally in a dysfunction. It's kind of like normal everyday life. It's just like when you hear the phrase of people saying that, man, you just see those girls just out of nowhere twerking, or you see this going on, that going on, and people say, oh, that's part of the culture, right? This is part of the culture. No, it doesn't have to be, or maybe it's not a part of the culture. Maybe that's just part of the subgroup that you belong to, that you may think is part of the culture. Okay, because certain deviant behavior or negative behavior doesn't have to be a part of the culture. Now, it may be a part of the culture, to be honest with you. It may be happening so rampantly in the community and in the culture that it has become a part of the culture. I give you that. Okay, so when I'm talking about we living functionally in a dysfunction, that is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that kind of has to become ingrained, or our mindset is thinking that certain behaviors and ideology is actually a part of our culture, when sometimes it's just, that's just the dysfunctional thinking and the dysfunctional behavior that we actually have, because let's just be real. Education is not a mainstay in a lot of communities. Therapy is not a mainstay in a lot, even though it is more rampant in some communities than others. But a lot of people kind of look down upon therapy. A lot of people are not lifelong learners, so they're not picking up books. They're not taking seminars, workshops, even get on the internet to just Google. Okay, and a lot of times, if it is Google, it's something that's real quick. It's not something that people would really invest their time into learning about. So this is why we kind of fall back on the default position, as we'll take something that we get a real quick snippet on the internet, on the blogs, in the newspaper, on CNN, MSNBC, Fox. So when we hear what other people say, we're trusting them that they did the research, that actually they invented the information and they're gonna give us something that's solid. So we don't have to do the work. But a lot of times, of course, that is the wrong position to have, because you should never just believe anything that come out of people's mouth. That goes from preachers to teachers to etc. Okay, we can't just believe what everybody hears. So the dysfunction is very rampant and very real, because a lot of times that we're just not willing to put in the work, quite simply, and it's become so normative that uh, we don't question it. We don't try to improve. A lot of time until it's too late. Until we have become older adults, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, where we like, man, wow, like I really been doing this for this long. I've been acting this way and being this way for a very long time. I've been speaking this way. I've been thinking this way. So let me step back. I don't think anything is too late as long as you're living. But when I speak on it being too late, I'm talking about a lot of the damage that's already been done. We've already then had a lot of faulty relationships by the time we're 31, 32. So a lot of it, once again, it goes back to upbringing, it goes back to mentorship, it goes back to education, it goes back to what is your spiritual religious affiliation. It's a lot of different factors. We can't just blame or say that one socializing agent is responsible for the dysfunction, because we have so many institutions that have dysfunction involved inside it that it's hard to pinpoint it. So we got to attack each institution as we see fit. And I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to attack each institution, because we have to have responsibility and accountability. We just have to have it. Period. Point blank. And we cannot be comfortable living in the dysfunction. Just like you have people who are functioning drug addicts, functioning alcoholics. They don't see it being a problem that they're drinking or smoking or shooting up every day. It's not a problem, because they feel like they got a grasp and handle on it. That's what most people do when it comes to the drama or the arguing or the people that you're around that are just always negative. It's always something. They're always aggressive. It's the same type of thinking, same mentality. Functional dysfunction. So unless we have people around us that's willing to hold us accountable and willing to call us out on it, unless we can actually, because nobody can help change us but us. Until we can actually be aware of it and understand that we need to change some things. But that comes through the institutions and the system. And we got to be able to alter and change those systems if we're going to be able to become functional in pursuing what it is that we actually are comfortable and happy with, and that is positive. That we can really see the impact on other people. All right. Hey, that's the video for today, man. I just want to come in here and talk about, let's not be comfortable in dysfunction, okay? Let's improve, man. Let's get better, all right? Hey, as always, I am you, you are me. Love always, love eternal. And we out this thing. Peace.